Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Fantasy Football Torolito podcast. And today I am joined with a special guest. As you know, last week I mentioned we might have a mystery co-host this week, and we do. And that is the commissioner of our league, and that is Nick Duoto. What is up, Nick?
Hey, what's up? Papa Dude's in the house.
Yeah, buddy. So yeah, Nick came over here at like 7 a.m. and we're banging this out. We're going to have a good time, and we are talking about the scores this week. We're talking about the recaps of each matchup. We're talking fantasy. We're talking progress and seeing what's going on with each team going forward, the good and the bad and the ugly. All right, so we're just going to jump right into the matchups here, and I'm going to start out with my matchup. This week, I went against Timmy Franks, and in this matchup, it was a rematch of the 2017 Torolito Fantasy Football Finals. If not everybody knows, Timmy and I went up against each other in the finals last year, and I lost to Timmy, and let me tell you, I lost to Timmy again. So Timmy had 109.8 points this week, and I had 100.3, so that gave me the loss. And just so you know, Timmy goes to 2-1, and I fall to 1-2. So let's take a look at the box score here. And by the way, Nick's dog is here.
Cider. Yeah, you might hear some whimpering throughout this podcast.
If you hear any whimpering, it's the dog. I swear it's not me or Nick. I promise.
We don't have anyone captive here.
Yeah, right on. So, just FYI, I actually had a chance in this matchup going into the Monday night game. I have Ryan Fitzpatrick on my team, and I thought there was going to be some Fitz magic. I was down by 20 points or 35 points actually going into the Monday night game, and Fitzpatrick was lighting it up in the fourth quarter, and I thought he could bring it all the way back to beat Timmy, but he didn't, unfortunately. But just taking a look at Timmy's team here, I actually had a chance because Tom Brady didn't do too well this game. He had 7.2 points, and his counterpart, Rob Gronkowski, also had a low score, 7.1. So with Brady and Gronk not doing well in that matchup, I really thought I had a chance. But Timmy really got his production from his RB1 and his wide receiver one too. He's got Saquon Barkley, who put up a nice 20.2 point total. And I'll tell you, Saquon is having a great year so far. I mean, he's in double digits every week, and he's pushing 20 points each week. And what a great first-round pick Timmy has had so far. Saquon Barkley is really hitting the mark for his fantasy owners. In addition to that, Timmy has had Adam Thielen had a great week this week, 17.5. And also Kenny Stills, 13.6 points in the flex. Additionally, Timmy got great production out of his defense and his kicker, 26 points combined, which is what helped him bring him to that 109.8 point total for the week. A decent score for Timmy. It will get you the win a few weeks, and it got him the win this week. So just looking at my team to kind of see where it went wrong. Where it went wrong was my wide receiver, basically my wide receivers. So my top two picks this year were with DeAndre Hopkins and Keenan Allen, both wide receivers. And this week they had a combined less than 15 points, and it just did not cut it for me. One of the positives, though, of this week for my matchup, as I wrap it up here and hand it off to Nick in a sec, is that James Conner did not score enough points this week to offset Rex Burkhead's bad performance that would have given me the win. So basically, I didn't lose it for myself this week with a trade, which made me happy. My team just lost straight up. However, though, guys, I actually could have won this matchup because I have Buck Allen, also known as Javorius Allen, on my bench, and Buck Allen put up 16.1 points this week. And, guys, before this matchup, before basically Sunday, I was thinking, who should I play in my running back spot? I had got Rex Burkhead, Rashad Penny, or Aaron Jones. I was like, which one of those three should I play? And I didn't know for sure who I should play. But I ended up playing Rex Burkhead, probably because he was, mostly because he was a top pick of mine. But all of those guys were wrong. Those were all the wrong plays. Javorius Allen was the play. 16.1 points.
Guys, if I would have put Allen in as my running back 2, or I should say running back 1, as that's where Burkhead is. If I would have done that, I actually would have come away with the win. So a little misstep by me. Buck Allen is scoring touchdowns every week, and had he been in my lineup this week, I would have got the win.
But with that being said, yeah, I fall to 1-2, and Timmy improves to 2-1. Timmy is one of the first 2-1 teams we have in this league as we go through these matchups. Congrats to Timmy. And with that being said, I'll just hand it off to Nick now for the next matchup.
Hey, what's up, everyone? How's everyone doing today? So we're going to go right into my matchup. And as you can see, I did not have a good day. Let's just say the Bills kind of messed my week up. So let's get into it. I went head-to-head with Oscar, second string. Let's just clarify from the last podcast, the name comes from him losing Jerick McKinnon. He's pretty much playing all second string players.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so he still managed to beat me this week. So I was very, very pissed off. But it wasn't really so much his team. I mean, he had a good week with Christian McCaffrey. He went absolutely bonkers with 20 points. He had like something like 128 or 140. He just went off in rushing yards, which was good to see from Christian because we didn't see much of that last year, right? So very good to see from him there. Will Fuller had a nice day as well with 18 points, 100 yards receiving on the day, and a touchdown as well. Kyle Rudolph also got on the board with a touchdown.
Dude, Will Fuller is better than DeAndre Hopkins.
Dude, Will Fuller is a G, man. He is. I love the dreadlocks. The guy is an absolute gangster. Yeah. So let's see. Matt Breida, we had a scare in the first half. We thought he was going to be out with the extensive injury there, and he was lucky to come back in the game and score 13 points. Had around 90 yards rushing. Let's see here. You
thought it was another injury for Oscar, another one.
Dude, I totally thought it was going to be
possible.
Probably, yeah. With the way his season's going, I was thinking the worst. So that's good to see for him. Aaron Rodgers had a kind of a rough first half as well, but bounced back with a nice 20-point week for him. Mm-hmm. Chris Thompson, a little bit of a disappointment. It was kind of like a game strip kind of thing where AP kind of just went off. He had 2 touchdowns and a bunch of yards, probably over 100 on the ground. So that was good to see from AP. So Max very happy on that. So let's jump into my team. Kirk Cousins, just an abysmal day. I don't know what the hell was going on with the guy. I didn't really watch the game, but all I saw was -3 points at half. That's never a good sign.
I texted you about that. I said, I think it was like -4. I was like, dude, not looking good, brother.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh no, I am going to lose this week.
Yeah.
It was good to see, though, with my team. There's some positives. Kareem Hunt, nice 2 touchdown day. Got me 16 fantasy points. And that's pretty much the extent of the good day for my team. Well, as I had a good day with the Bears as well. They've been a really reliable defense for me the last 2 weeks. But yeah, Deion Lewis, Evan Ingram, Stephon Diggs, Kenyon Drake, less than 6 fantasy points for each of those guys. Yeah. You're not going to win very many weeks when that happens.
I don't think you're going to win any weeks like that, brother.
You're not going to miss any fucking weeks.
Is that the low point total of the year so far? 71.
No, you know what? Actually, Bryce had lower this week.
Of course, Bryce. Well, we're gonna get into that in a second.
We will get into that in a second. Yeah. But I just want to get back to Kenyon Drake. 2 fucking points. At first I thought maybe he got hurt. I was worried he was going to get hurt. I saw 5 rushing attempts and 3 catches, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And they won the game, so I don't know what the hell Adam Gase is up to in Miami.
Who's the running back there? Do you know?
There was no running at all in that game.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, either Kenyon Drake is injured or it's got to be a mistake in the game score. So I was like, oh, maybe a stat correction's coming my way. But I wasn't fortunate enough to get that. Very disappointed in Kenyon Drake. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do with them. I was gonna trade him to Adam Fuad last week. Didn't happen.
Okay.
And
Because I know that Adam Kenyon Drake had a pretty poor week 1.
Right.
So you're not really happy about him right now.
No, he had a good week 2, bounce back, and I was kind of high on him because we know the potential with that guy, right? I mean, he's a stud. He just has, I don't know. This coach is kind of, no one likes Adam Gase. That guy's, we can call him Adam.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I don't know where I got that from.
He's a beehole.
Well, by the way, what we can get from this, guys, is that Kenyon Drake may be on the trading block, guys.
Yes. If anyone wants him, buy low candidate.
Nick's willing to sell low now.
Yes, I am.
So I don't know. Hit him up, guys.
All right. Let's move on to the next matchup where Chris is going to take over.
Yeah, just to recap that one, Oscar beating Nick.
Yes.
108.5.
Yes, let's not forget about the recap.
To 71.3.
Yeah, it hits home a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not a good loss. 71 points. You're never happy with a score like that.
All right, guys. Well, that's Nick's matchup there. He definitely had a lot of good insight on that one. And this matchup here, we're going to talk about Jake's team going against Patrick's team. Now, Patrick is the only 3-0 team right now. Yeah, that means he won. He had a score of 127.6, and he beat Jake, who had 108.7. And I want to take a look at this here, guys. Jake, what are you doing here, man? I'm seeing some zeros out of Jake's team right now, and it looks like there's a rookie mistake going on.
Rookie mistake.
Yeah, rookie mistake. LaShawn McCoy was out of this game. 0 points, was in Jake's starting lineup. Jack Doyle was out of this game, or I believe he didn't play, one of the two. Either way, 0 points. So Jake put up 2 zeros here, and he still had 108.7.
He had a chance.
Jake, yeah, man, I'm just taking a look at it, man. I'm gonna harp on you. I'm gonna rail on you right now because you have an empty, you had a bench spot pretty much. And what I mean by that is you have Pierre Garcon on your team. You could have dropped that guy. You could have got a running back somehow and played him for where LaShawn McCoy was. And, who knows? Maybe he would have got you that extra, 20 points you needed to win. But how did you get up to 108.7? I mean, I'm taking a look at Robert Woods, 28.7 points. He's killing it right now for the Rams. If you have Rams players, you're happy.
Very happy.
They're looking like possibly the best team in the league right now. And it's exciting to watch, too.
Yeah, I wish I had me some Rams. I don't have
any Rams. I don't have any Rams either. That was a mistake of mine. Actually, I was thinking about going to a Rams game potentially this year somehow. Maybe we should talk that up a little bit.
You know what? I may become a fan.
I mean, why not, guys? We're close. And why would we be a fan of the Chargers, really? There's no reason to be.
We don't even want to say that on this podcast. We don't have to mention their name. We're going to now mention them as the C words because I can't even say it. It's like Lord Voldemort, man.
I would just call them crap. That sounds good, too.
It sucks, man.
Yeah, it sounds good. Well, Rams all the way, baby. I mean, Jared Goff, 2018 MVP. But yeah, back to the matchup. Wow, Matt Ryan. Do you guys remember week 1 when he had 8 points?
I don't remember now. After a 40-point week, no one cares about week 1.
Jake, Matt Ryan pretty much won Jake his matchup last week, and although Jake didn't win this week, it's really good and probably exciting for Jake to see Matt Ryan just go off every week. That's a great quarterback to have. But nonetheless, Jake came away with the loss, and Pat, guys, let's talk about Pat, who's 3-0.
My boy Pat!
Yeah, Nick brought him in the league, and he's just absolutely killing us.
He's just bonkers. I'm actually kind of regretting that now.
I know. Pat, get the fuck out of here, man. I want my wins, dude. I mean, I haven't gone up against you, but it's all good, dude.
He's a good dude. It couldn't have happened to a better guy.
Guys, by the way, if you haven't seen his pictures in there today, Nick, I got his picture from him, so I'm happy about that.
Everyone's going to be excited about that. Everyone wants to know what this guy looks like.
Yeah.
He's a handsome man.
Right on. So, so going into Pat's team, what we see in the first couple of weeks so far, and this week as well, is that Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara, and Michael Thomas are a monster. Those 3 combined are insane. I think they put up 100 points week 1.
That is the craziest stack, man.
Yeah.
Good for you, Pat. That was great drafting on your part. Drew Brees is looking like an absolute monster this year. He never seems to age, That guy is ridiculous.
Not at all. I mean, yeah, he's pushing his 40s, guys, and he's putting up massive points. It seems like whatever his age is the amount of points he'll put up this.
I was listening to an interview. He was getting interviewed by Stephen A. Smith yesterday, and he was asking him what are you doing differently? How are you attaining such great success? and he was saying, "Just having fun, guys.
That's
just going
it,
out
guys.
there. That's how you do well in the NFL."
Yeah, man, and that's what we're doing right now. We're having fun talking about the matchup. But yeah,
Yes,
so
sir.
we know that Pat has the Saints, and we know that he's got a good. If you're going up against Pat, you do not want the Saints to do well. If they do well, you're going to lose. Pretty much how it works. But other than that, okay. But Michael Thomas 17.9, Alvin Kamara 26.5. Wow. Drew Brees 39.7. It's really good. Patrick, I'm happy for you, man. This is a great stat. I wish I had this, by the way. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, it makes my cousin's dig stack look like shit.
especially this week.
Right.
But yeah, Alex Collins for Pat 14.9. Good game. T.Y. Hilton, an below average game there, 7.5. Sorry, but it's not bad. Jordan Reed with Pat's depth was able to put Reed in. With Delaney Walker going on the IR, had 8.5 points, and Chris Hogan he didn't follow up his second week performance, and he got 4.6 on the week, but none of the Patriots really did well.
The Patriots offense looked really scary for the most part. No one was getting open. I was very surprised that they put in such a poor outing. I had picked them in we have a pick'em league that we're also in.
Oh, yeah.
I had them as my asterisk pick, survivor pick. And that did not go well.
Were you good there?
I was still in it.
Didn't everyone get out this week though?
Pretty much except for Ari.
Ari's still in.
Ari's still in. He picked the Eagles over the Colts. So very nice job, Ari.
Good for you, bro.
Every year he seems to do so well with the asterisk pull. So this is a nice congratulations, Ari, right now for surviving this week.
Yeah, good stuff, man. But back to the Patriots. Really, no good performances out of any Patriot this week. Brady, Gronk, Hogan, Michelle sucked. I have Burkhead. I'll tell you, Burkhead blows. I do not want him on my team anymore, guys. I'm telling you.
Blowkhead.
Yeah, Blowkhead. Yeah, so not good. And
Bumpkhead. There's a bunch of analogies we go about with Burkhead right now.
Yeah,
but,
anything with a head in your name just doesn't really work. Like Whitehead and
where we're going with that is you don't want him on your team.
No, yeah. Right now, Patriots, but I think that they're gonna be better. Though I think there's gonna be better weeks out of the Patriot players. I can't see them doing poorly with Tom Brady every week. It's just I don't see it. So we'll have to look at that going forward. Is this the end of the Patriots era? Like, is it possible? I mean,
when they start 1-2 like this, the conversation is gonna come up. I think we're gonna have to see a little bit more.
Yeah, you got to see more because this has happened before with them, and we'll see what happens. It should be really interesting to watch going forward, with this. But So and by the way, Patriots D even had 0 points. Wow, but that's beside the point. Harrison Butker, eight points for him, his kicker for Pat. But in total, just a great day at the top of his lineup. Double digits everywhere. Pushing lots of points here. So the total was 127.6, and that beat Jake, who had 108.7. Pat goes to 3-0, and Jake falls to 1-2. Pat, the first 3-0 team, and I think Jake, the second 1-2 team of the week so far. But let's jump into the next matchup. Did you have a matchup you want to talk about here, Nick?
You know what? Let's jump into the Ari Zeke gonna eat against Adam Fuad, the Bang Gang matchup.
This is a good one. I think this was our closest one.
Yeah, this was a great matchup. Let's just start by saying that Ari could be 3-0 right now, and he is 0-3. So just tough luck for Ari there. So just to kind of recap the week, it was close all the way into Monday night. So that was great to watch for everyone else in the league.
Were you watching the game? Were you watching the Monday night game this week? I think you probably were, man. Right?
Oh, for sure, 100%. Which was good for people like me who was out. I pretty much knew I lost from halftime of the first, probably about 11:30 on a Sunday. My Sunday was ruined. But let's just go into Ari's. So he was up 10 points going into Monday night. Needed a bad game from James Conner. Didn't get it. I mean, James Conner just did just enough to get Adam Fuad the win there. He got 12 points and needed 10. So great luck there by Adam Fuad there.
Yeah, I think Adam he had 103, and then Ari 101.9. That's a 1.1 point difference.
Yeah, so that's just unlucky.
We talked about his bad luck last week.
Oh my god, and last year. Last year
too?
Yeah, so last year when I played Ari, he actually originally won the week, and then there was a stat correction.
Oh, that happened?
Yeah.
Has that ever happened?
And then I won the week by like 0.6 points or something ridiculous.
Dude, you could run leagues over and over and not have a stat correction win. Ari, I'm sorry, dude.
Bad luck in this league. I mean, he's a great fantasy player overall. I think he's around 7 or 8 leagues.
Yeah.
And he usually wins a couple of them each year. So for some reason in our league, he just doesn't have any luck. So let's jump into the actual game scripts here. So let's start with Adam Fuad. Again, he has Patrick Mahomes, who had a very nice day. Not as good as a couple weeks, but you're going to take 24 points anytime.
Yeah, no problem.
He looked really good again. He just never ceases to amaze you. He is probably the top quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah, there was a throw where he just rolled left and then he rolled back right and he fired off his right foot. He just has a fastball. It was like 80-mile-an-hour pitch.
Dude, the guy has a rocket.
Yeah, it was good.
And it's accurate. He hasn't even thrown a single interception to this point.
Wow,
so,
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
He is going absolutely nuts. Very good to see.
I want to say it's too bad that he's in the AFC West, but we don't talk about the C word, so it doesn't really.
I don't care. I really don't care. Yeah, I really have no. I like seeing the kid go off. So let's go into Melvin Gordon. He had an okay week. Nothing too special. I don't think he had too many rushing yards. It was kind of just. I think he maybe got a touchdown in this game. Let's look at it. He had 80 yards for a touchdown. That's a pretty good day against the Rams. A good defense. Yeah, you'll take that any day.
Mostly rushing here.
Okay.
That's 14 points. So he only had 1.4 points from receiving, which, he'll get a lot of receiving yards this year, but not this week. This didn't happen this week.
Right. And then Adam picking up Corey Clement on the waiver wire this week. Good ad there. He got 9 points from him. He probably did spend a little bit too much for him.
How much did he spend?
I want to say it was close to 30, 40.
That's like shopping at Gucci, man.
He's reverting back to his old ways from last year. He's probably.
Well, Adam,
we should take a look at his.
He is 2-1 though, so we can't really knock him.
We can't knock him. You're right. But he is 2-1.
You got $20, man. So I mean, well, we'll see. Bold strategy there, caught, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, You can't win the league unless you make the playoffs. So he got 2 wins out of 3. So he's looking good. He's happy with his moves probably at this point. Let's go to Keelan Cole. He started him. I was trying to actually trade for him this week.
I traded Keelan Cole to Adam.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, he was
and I tried to get him right afterwards because he had that monster game last week.
Yeah.
I liked what I saw of him. He had that sick one-handed grab. Did you see that one-handed grab he had?
I didn't see it, no.
Oh, my God. We're going to have to watch that after this podcast.
Yeah, no, it sounds
good. He had to go behind him and fingertipped it. Odell did.
He OBJ'd it?
He OBJ'd it.
Dude, Keenan Allen almost OBJ'd it this week. Did you see that?
And he missed it. Travis Kelce kind of had an OBJ catch.
But has anyone had an OBJ catch since OBJ had the catch?
No, until Keelan Cole 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
You're going to have to watch this thing, man. It was even, actually, in my opinion, it was even sicker. It wasn't a touchdown, but it was the overall catch, the difficulty of the catch, even harder, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So let's go to Jared Cook. He had an okay day for a tight end. It's tough sledding with the tight ends this year.
It's tough, man. There's no standout. There's no Gates right now.
There's no Gates. There's no Gronk. Gronk had that one good week, and of course it was against me. So
that's good.
But
that was your only win, right?
No. I actually lost that week. I just went off last week.
Okay.
I beat Max.
Oh yeah. The only week that Gronk did well was against you.
Exactly.
Okay. I don't think it would have mattered. I think you were pretty bad that week. No, I'm not trying to hit you while you're down or anything.
No. It definitely didn't matter that week. So let's pretty much the story for Adam. And Emmanuel Sanders had another good day.
Yeah.
Great pick for Adam Fuad.
Totally great.
You got him maybe 5th, 6th round, somewhere around there, and he has been very productive for him. He's very happy with that pick.
So rest of the season, Emmanuel Sanders or Demaryius Thomas, who do you want?
You know what? At this point, I like Sanders.
Yeah.
I am not liking what I'm seeing from Demaryius Thomas.
No,
he looks old. He looks slow. He's not getting open. Emmanuel Sanders still looks like the same Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah.
The only thing is, will he stay healthy? That's always the issue with Sanders, right?
Yeah. I don't even know. We're gonna find out if Demaryius Thomas even started in a fantasy lineup this week. I guess we'll see who has him and if he actually in fact started. So we'll find out about that.
So that would be Bryce, and I don't think he started him, but we'll have to look at that.
Yeah. Well, did Bryce get any points?
No, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Let's jump over to Ari. So he had Alex Smith. Very impressive day from Alex Smith. It might not show it from the fantasy points. He only got 16. But they got a win against Green Bay.
31-17. Wow. That's huge.
That's huge.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that they probably didn't even think they're going to win that one.
Right. I was watching Good Morning Football the other day, and one of the guys on there was calling the upset. And I would have to give him credit. I don't know his name. I'll have to get that for you later on. But kudos to that analyst. He definitely had that one right. Let's go to Zeke here. Zeke, they just got to give him the rock more, man. It's like, what the hell are they doing? Trying to like toss it all around the football field with Dak Prescott and like no receivers. It's like, feed the beast, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just what's going on in Dallas, man? They just aren't winning right now. I don't think. Yeah, they lost 13-24, and they have the weapons, but for some reason I think it's Dak. I don't know. I can't tell you.
You know what? I'm not very impressed with Dak right now. He doesn't have really too many good options to throw to. I mean, that's very important. No one's getting open, but he hasn't even. I don't think he's surpassed 200 yards in the air this year.
Wow.
So
it looks like Des Bryant actually mattered more than I thought.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
So I'm with you on that one. I think they need to get that guy signed immediately.
Somewhere. I mean, yeah. It'd be interesting if Dallas does it.
Right.
Weird, but
Yeah, exactly. They need some help.
Des Bryant said he wanted to fight. He wanted to be a boxer. So
Are you serious?
Yeah, he wanted to fight my boy Jake Paul, but
Oh, wow.
I don't know what he's doing, man. He should be on an NFL team.
He should. He's still one of the best receivers in the league, and he's still employed. So, that's not a good sign. I think he just wants too much money, man. He's getting a little greedy. He's getting up there in age, and he just wants to get some security, which you can't really blame him. Let's go on to Jordan Howard here. Jordan Howard has been a pretty good fantasy asset for Ari. Great pick. I love the pick when he drafted him in the 3rd round. He had about 15 points this week, and let's see how he did it. So he had 24 rushing attempts for 60 yards.
Yeah.
And a touchdown. That is good to see if you were a Jordan Howard owner. There's not too many, workhorse backs anymore in the league.
Because when you think about Jordan Howard, you thought initially like, okay, him and Tariq Cohen.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, how is it going to work? I mean, who's going to get the touches? And right now, I think Tariq Cohen's on the waivers. So the Jordan Howard owners are happy.
Yeah.
I mean, they want him to play. Not that it matters if Tariq Cohen's on any fantasy teams, but it just shows that Jordan Howard is looking like he's getting clear-cut points. He's a clear-cut back right now. So that's good for Ari going forward.
Yeah, that's great news for him. He's looking like a great fantasy asset at this point. And Ari is very stoked with that pick.
How many times have we heard Cider whimper? We should do like a Cider whimper counter. Like it's just show up on the screen. Maybe we'll even do that. Let's see if we can do that. But we love Cider though. If you haven't met Cider, we'll post a picture of Cider in here, man. Maybe we should even put him as the league mascot or something. That'd be cool. What's up, Cider buddy?
Oh yeah, there you go. He's a good boy.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go into AJ Green. And he has a little questionable designation. He looks like he got hurt. Oh, he had a groin injury in the game. And we'll have to monitor that very closely because that is a big loss in the fact that he's unable to play.
AJ Green, man, he just gets hurt. I mean, but also he can also win you weeks. Like he just gets touchdowns.
He got 3 touchdowns. Last week?
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think it was last week now.
I mean, who would you rather have? A guy like AJ Green, a healthy AJ Green, or like a Julio Jones who cannot score a fucking touchdown to save his life?
Let's see. I'm gonna go with Julio Jones. I just like him better. I mean, I just think Julio's gonna score eventually, guys. But I mean, they're both amazing. But I don't know. Yeah, they're both good. I mean, I think I like Julio Jones as quarterback a little more, which is why I probably answered that way.
Yeah, that's a good point. You have to look at the quarterback there.
Yeah.
Sammy Watkins. Let's get into Sammy,
Okay.
Mr. Watkins.
How many teams has he been on? Like,
I don't know,
30?
but he has found a good one because Patrick Mahomes and he's looking like the old Sammy Watkins, man. I mean, he's put up 2 great fantasy weeks in a row. Let's just throw out the one against the Chargers. You know, that's a tough matchup against the Chargers. But you know, he is looking like a fantasy relevant player again.
Yeah, man. 6 for 100 week 2, 5 for 55 and a touchdown week 3. They 16 points both weeks pretty much. I mean, yeah, you never knew with him, but you know, he's got Mahomes now, so anything can happen. And I think I heard he had like a 3-year deal with Kansas City, so he's be doing that for a little bit. Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go into Watson. He had a pretty nice week for tight end. I mean, you'll take 9.6 for your tight end any week. You know, he's just a part of that New Orleans offense is just going off week after week. Very good pick for Ari there. Let's go to Lamar Miller. Okay, let's talk about Lamar Miller here a little bit. Another one of those kind of guys that gets just fed the rock he only had 10 rushing attempts this week, but you know, he probably got him in like the 4th or 5th round.
Look at this. He had 10 attempts for 10 yards.
Oh.
So, but he still had 11.6 points.
Okay.
So, you know, it means he's probably pretty active in the receiving game. Yeah, 5 for 41 in the receiving game with a touchdown.
With a touchdown, you'll take that. Yeah,
he got at least 15 touches. They probably put him out a lot. His receiving numbers, it's interesting because his attempts for running are going down, but his catches are going up. So they're just finding new ways to use him, and
yeah, exactly.
Good.
So yeah, you're very happy if you're a Lamar Miller owner at this point. You know, he hasn't put up too many monster days yet, but he's been a good fantasy asset for your team. He's not hurting you. He's averaging about 9-10 points a week, so you'll take that from your flex play every week.
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, so let's just close this one off. We've been talking about this one for I think too long. We need to move on.
Yeah, Ari was watching the game on Monday night. He needed Connor to score like 10, and Connor scored 12. I think there was like a play on the last drive where Connor had like 10, 15 yards.
Right.
That probably sealed the deal. It sealed the deal for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it also sealed the deal for Adam. I'm sorry, Ari. You're getting some badass luck. You're 0-3, brother.
Yeah.
You want to finish it up?
Yeah, 0-3 for Ari, 2-1 for Adam. Adam, a very happy camper. Ari's not so much.
Yeah.
But I think bright days are ahead for Ari here.
Possibly.
His team has been averaging over 100 points a week, so eventually he has to get lucky, right? I mean, he has to get draw a good matchup. And he's probably going to draw me in a couple weeks, and he'll probably kill me in a couple weeks because my team is fucking shitty.
Yeah, it's funny. Ari mentioned this week that when he plays against Bryce, so Ari said he's going to play against Bryce, and when he does that, he wants both teams to be like 0-3 or 0-4 or something, so that like Ari can get his first win and Bryce stays defeated. That's just what Ari said, but we haven't really said the score, Bryce, but we have alluded to what the score was, so we're not sure if it'll be that matchup.
You know what? Let's jump into that right now.
We're gonna jump into Bryce's.
Let's jump into Bryce's matchup here.
We're gonna fucking rail against you, man.
Sorry, Bryce. Sorry about it. We're gonna have to do it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no,
wow.
We just got Dibiase kid.
Yeah, Nick, you want to take this one, brother?
He was a happy camper. Okay,
yeah.
So let's get into this matchup here. Ertz hurts.
Wait, doesn't Nick's profile pic just like stick out at you?
Man, it looks so much better on your computer with this huge monitor.
Oh, really?
You can barely see that on my Mac laptop, man.
They really did good at marketing, man. When I was like a 10-year-old boy, I wanted that. I wanted that video more than anything.
Dude, I would love to have that video. I never got a chance to get my hands on one.
Did anyone at like 10 years old take their parents' credit card and just call that 1-800 number and buy that shit and like wait at the door of the day it's supposed to come and just like snatch that shit up? If anyone did that, you're the fucking ultimate savage, and I appreciate you.
Oh man, you know what? It was probably Deebs. Probably Deebs came through there, and
oh man,
he got his elephant truck happy. Let's move on here.
Right.
Let's go to the score here. It was 67.6 to 134. An absolute blowout of a game here. Bryce not very happy with his performance. Let's look at Matthew Stafford for him. He had a decent game. He had 17 points scored. And he's kind of been a little bit of a disappointment, honestly. You know, only 262 yards for Matthew Stafford. Not a great day, honestly. He really needs to get his act together.
Yeah.
For Bryce to be fantasy relevant this year.
I just feel like Bryce could have done worse. I mean, Matthew Stafford could have, going up against the Patriots, Stafford could have put up like 5-10 points, but he'd still put up 17 against the Patriots. It's not bad. But Bryce could have been worse than this. But, yeah, I mean, do you guys remember what happened with Philip Lindsay? So Bryce has Philip Lindsay. And
he was
Lindsay
very high on that waiver
points,
ad, too.
But Lindsay threw punches in the pile. So he got ejected in like the first quarter. That's why Lindsay has 2 points.
Oh no!
You know, Latavius Murray. I think Dalvin Cook was out this week, so a good play from Bryce. He just didn't get the numbers. The Vikings just didn't score at all this week, as Nick knows all too well.
Let's jump into that matchup a little bit. That was a complete and utter disappointment for any Vikings players. Except for Adam Thielen. Actually, Adam Thielen had a great day.
Know.
So Timmy Bennett, I know. I want to try to trade for that guy because that guy is awesome.
Yeah.
I think he had like over 100 receiving yards and did he have a touchdown? No, he did not have.
He had like
Kyle
something
Rudolph
like 12,
had the touchdown.
12 catches, Thielen for like over 100 yards. Just an insane monster day.
He's a beast, man. He's white on top of it. How is that possible?
I don't think it's possible, man. He's got to have a little bit of African American.
Yeah, we got to trade. We got to get it. We got to do like a
23andMe of that.
23andMe of that fool. Exactly. We need to check that guy's history.
Yeah, but that's good. That's definitely good for Thielen owners, you know, that he can perform so well in a bad Vikings game there. Like, a low-scoring Vikings matchup, Thielen still can just kill it. So, yeah, you're happy about that.
Frank's laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah, good job, Franco. He's going for the back-to-back, I think, guys. We can't let him do this, man.
Yeah, we do.
You got to put in your best players, I think.
Yeah, we do not want that to happen. Let's go to OBJ. He's kind of had a disappointing, he hasn't scored a touchdown yet in the season. He's kind of like Julio Jones at this point. He had a little bit of a better week than last week. Last week he only had, I think only 7 points or something ridiculous for your first round pick.
Did he have a touchdown? I don't think OBJ has had a touchdown this
whole
year. Yeah, zeros across the board. You know, not bad point totals. He's like averaging like 12 points a game, but 0 touchdowns for OBJ through the first 3 weeks. Eli Manning is like, what's going on, man?
Right. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that Giants offense. I have Evan Ingram. He got hurt this week, and I thought he was going to be a fantasy stud. He dropped a little bit in the draft because he was going through concussion protocol, and I had that one monster week where he got that garbage time touchdown. I was laughing all the way to the bank, but I'm not liking what I see from the Giants.
No, you don't.
And either decider.
I mean, the Giants haven't really been that fantasy relevant outside of OBJ for the last like 2 or 3 years, except for Saquon Barkley. Hey, Saquon, chill, brother. You kicked my butt this week. But
so let's go back to Pat. Even though he's 3-0, he is a huge Giants fan. He is not liking what he's seeing from his Giants.
Yeah.
He did get a win from the Texas Houston last week, but overall he is not happy with his team. I think they could be in store for another shitty year. What do you think?
I mean, I think I'll just be straight up. I'm sorry, Pat, to say this, brother, but I think you probably know this as well, brother. But Eli Manning is not doing it right now, and I think they're going to need a new quarterback in New York, and until they get that new quarterback, they're not going to do well. So. It's going to be a few years probably, but at least you got.
Too,
I mean, at least you have OBJ, which is fun, and at least you have Saquon, which is like cool. I mean, you're probably having fun watching them each week because you see these guys, and you're not gonna be up the ranks with, you're not gonna be close to LA or, like Green Bay or anything until you get a quarterback. So I don't know. I'd root for them to drop their quarterback is what I would say.
I would agree with that. Let's go on to Zach Ertz, who Bryce named his team after, and he had an okay week. He didn't have a touchdown. I don't think he has a touchdown yet on the year. This is part of Bryce's struggles. He's just not, and none of his team are scoring touchdowns. He's not getting any touchdowns from any of his players. He's maybe getting like 1 or 2 a week.
Did he get any touchdowns?
It doesn't look like it. No, he had no touchdowns this week. He had, I think, maybe 1 touchdown last week. He is just getting so unlucky with touchdowns. So When that happens, you're not going to win very many weeks. That's just how it is. That's how fantasy football is. You got to get those fucking touchdowns.
Yeah, man. And it just on the other side, it's like Deebs absolutely killed it. Like Deebs put up almost. What did he put up? More than twice of Bryce's. 134.6 to 67.6.
Yeah.
A little bit. I think that it was just like by
exactly.
0.2, Deebs doubled them up. Boy, you get to do some push-ups for that, man.
Oh, no.
But, yeah, so Deebs is just killing it right now. I mean, looking at his team and his lineup, it's like double digits all the way through his players, down to his flex. Russell Wilson, 14.9. Gurley, oh my gosh, Gurley was the number one pick. For sure. I mean, the amount of difference from the 1 to 2, if you get Gurley versus Bell, so much it's amazingly, infinitely more value for Gurley than over Bell.
You can go across the board on that. David Johnson, you don't want to be a David Johnson owner right now.
Yeah, no. It's true.
Same thing with Zeke. I mean, Zeke has been okay to this point, but Todd Gurley is just blowing all those guys out of the water.
Yeah.
I was wrong on that at the beginning of the season. I actually like David Johnson at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
I would have actually went with him with one of those picks.
It's so important to know who the good offenses are, who's scoring points, because you got teams like the Cardinals who don't score many points, and so they're just not going to give you any production out of your running back.
Yeah, you would think it'd be the opposite. They would just give the ball to David Johnson every time because they don't have anyone else except for Larry Fitzgerald. But now that they have Josh Rosen, he came in late in the game. He may get the start next week.
He did. Did you watch the game, Nick?
I did not.
Okay, well, Rosen went in and he looked terrible.
Oh no!
I mean,
that's not good.
if you're going to compare him to Mayfield, Rosen was like fifth. He was not good. He was a shell of Mayfield. Just as Mayfield looked great, Rosen looked not as good. But I will say this. They definitely put him in a weird situation. Like, they put him in down by 2 points with 5 minutes or something left to go.
Yeah.
Basically, here you go, bro. And he just got killed. I mean, apparently the Bears are just an amazing defense. So
that to his defense, he was playing a very good defense, the number one scoring defense in the league right now. They forced 4 turnovers in that game. Khalil Mack, that looks like one of the biggest stories of the year so far.
It's so puzzling to me because John Gruden is the new coach. He needs that, and he just
every week
gave
he's
it away.
It's hard to find a pass rusher. It's hard to find a pass rusher.
Yeah, watching the Oakland game sometimes, seeing Gruden on the sideline, he's not happy, and he's like, "Damn, I wish I was in the broadcast booth right now," because he is just. They're 0-3 right now, I think. So
yeah, they are.
Each week it's like a close loss too. It's just terrible. He's probably just hating himself. He's hating live right now. He's hating the press conference.
He's not hating himself too much because he's laughing all over the bank with his $100 million contract.
Yeah, it's kind of tough with $100 million, but he still probably wants the W.
Probably embarrassed though. Probably embarrassed. Yeah. He's coming back. Everyone kind of thought he would just come in just because we all like him as a broadcaster. We thought he was going to be a good.
He was funny.
He was funny. We thought he would just jump into the league again and start winning, but not the case.
Yeah, that's how he probably wanted it to be, obviously, but it's definitely not like that.
0-3, baby!
Yeah, but, so by the way, Deebs, I think right now it looks like, it kind of continues the same theme. You and Pat have some of the best teams, probably the 2 best teams right now so far. You're just having a great production here. Mike Evans, insane. He's riding the Fitz magic. Like pretty much every other Tampa Bay player is.
Exactly.
And I will too. Fitzpatrick's on my team now, so y'all better fucking watch out, bro, because he's coming in hot.
Yeah, I don't know if Jameis Winston's gonna get his job back.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Fitzpatrick did well enough this week to kind of keep it. He almost came back there.
I would have liked that too, because again, going back to my pick'em, I had Tampa Bay. I was still in the Monday Night Suicide.
Oh man!
And it didn't go well for me. I needed Tampa Bay to win that game. It was kind of just an overall bad week for me in football in general. Mm-hmm. When you're talking about let's go over to a different sport. Let's talk about English Premier League football. I had a great week. I had 85 points. And I dominated the league, and I jumped from 9th place to 5th place. So that kept me happy at night.
Guys, did you know that Nick's in 6 different fantasy
leagues? Joined a fantasy hockey league, just drafted last night. Love my team. Augie called me right afterwards and was like, dude, you are stacked. I don't know how you drafted such a good team without knowing anything about hockey. So that made me very happy. I'm also joining a fantasy basketball league next week. I'm in fantasy EPL. I'm in fantasy baseball.
Jesus.
Well, baseball's over. I'm pretty much playing every
bro.
major sport. I'm a fantasy fiend. Let's go.
Oh man, fantasy cricket is next. I think. Watch out.
I got the bug. I got the fantasy bug.
Nah, that's awesome, bro. Good best luck in your different leagues, man. Obviously, but we care more about this one.
Right. This is the one I care about the most, and it's very depressing to be.
I just don't want to catch you watching hockey, though, man. And if you ask me to hang out to watch a hockey game, I'm probably gonna be busy, like working out or something. I don't know. Unless San Diego got a team. Hey, if San Diego got a team, I probably like hockey.
Let's get involved.
I can't totally root for the goals. It's just like I don't know because they're not on TV.
They're a minor league hockey team, man.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like
it's
you
like,
can't.
it
The
gets
buzz
worse.
isn't as exactly.
Maybe if
you
it was,
can't.
something else, but
I mean, the best players just go up to the Ducks, and you're just like, what the hell, man? I love
okay.
that guy, like Wah, or I don't know. That's the only guy I know on the
I don't know anything. I just know their mascot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like Mike Evans, just amazing. 22.7. You're totally stoked about Mike Evans. Such a great pick so far.
Jarvis Landry. He's liking Jarvis Landry at this point.
Yeah, dude. Baker Mayfield looks so much better than Tyrod.
He is
obviously.
very stoked on the addition of Baker Mayfield into the starting lineup. Let's go to Travis Kelce for a little bit here.
Yeah.
He had a very disappointing week 1 where he only had 1 reception for 6 yards.
Gosh, look at this stats.
He was very worried after that, as anyone was. And then he draws that easy matchup against Pittsburgh. Their defense looks horrific at this point. Really missing Shazier. If you don't know about Shazier, he
you hurt, right?
Yeah, he had a career-ending injury where he was almost paralyzed. A very scary moment. You don't ever want to see that. And he was one of their best linebackers, and he is no longer on the field. And there's a gaping hole there. So that is part of the reason why Pittsburgh.
Like, Pittsburgh was like always that like great defense, but like right now they're not. They're just getting like at least 20 points per game put up against them, like if not like 30. But so if you have players going up against Pittsburgh, you're like probably you want to play them or start them, or you're happy about it at least.
Yeah, exactly. So Travis Kelce, he also had a very good game this week where he put up 114 yards, and he really had an awesome catch. I don't know if you saw that catch by Travis Kelce. He went up it was like a one-handed grab kind of away from his body. I didn't think he was going to grab it. Somehow it just stuck to his fingers like sticky hands, like Stephon Diggs. He made me proud.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like after week 1, we're like, does Kelce have rapport with Mahomes? And yeah, he does. It's 100%. He's killing it. He's the best tight end.
He's the best tight end. I think he's better than Ertz and Gronk at this point.
Yeah, and definitely, I don't think he was drafted in front of that. I think that's probably the best value. Deebs looking like a great team, dude.
Yes.
I don't know how you do it because you really don't know anything.
Every year he's somehow last 2 years at least he's had good teams.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just
he easily could have won the league last year.
A turnaround for like the 2 or 3 years prior to that, where
he was one of the
wasn't
guys
starting his players
right.
Just classic. But you're not like that anymore, bro, and that's cool, man.
He was the matchup you wanted to draw each and every week.
I was always looking forward to beating your ass, and I don't know, it's gonna be way tough now.
It never happens now.
Yeah.
So congrats to you, Nick, for putting the time and effort into drafting and managing your team. You look like you are in for a good season.
Yep.
So let's quickly recap the score there. 67 to 134, doubling Bryce's score for the week.
Bryce, the second 0-3 team, him and Ari right now, stay defeated. They were both 0-2 last week. They both lost. Still have two defeated teams here. Deebs, 2-1.
Yeah, good start. He drew a tough matchup last week, so that's why he got that one loss. But he could easily be 3-0 right now.
Yeah, right on, man. All right, so we got a couple more matchups here. We're gonna run through them. We have
one more. We only have
one more matchup here, guys. All right, let's jump into this one. We had Return of the Mac by Mark. Losing this week to Crimea Rivers by Max. Mark falls to 2-1. He was undefeated. Now he's not. Leaving the only one undefeated team as Pat. And Max wins, bringing his record to 2-1. 126.1 for Max and 94.4 for Mark. Let's take a look at Max's team. Wow, first looking at this, dude, what'd I say with the Chargers defense, bro?
Superman!
The Chargers defense, though, -4. I said this in week 1, homie. Brother, I'm not into the Chargers. You should not have the Chargers defense. And they did not do well for you again this week, but you still won, man. And that means you had a killer game from all your other players. Cam Newton, 29.6. Wow, David Johnson actually scored some points this week, and you liked it. And in addition to that, Adrian Peterson is looking like he's 20 years old, man. He just in college,
the ageless
banging
wonder.
birds, dude, scoring touchdowns. Jesus Christ, man. Is Adrian Peterson going to keep it up for the rest of the year?
You know what he's probably doing? He's probably banging a shitload of birds because he is on a fucking roll. And by I mean bird, I don't mean hot chicks. I mean probably fat chicks because he is
just slump busting.
He's just slump busting all the way, Mark Gray style.
Hey man, that's a good strategy, man. I'm not opposed. All right.
Okay, so let's talk about Superman himself, man. I mean, Cam Newton, what a great pickup for Max. He is loving having him on his team. He is looking like the real deal again this year.
Yeah, he is, man. I mean, he was a former MVP, and wow, just good numbers here all the way through the board. 29.6 points this week. That's great for a quarterback. And Cam Newton, he only had 150 yards throwing. So that means he had a ton of points, yards running as well.
Yeah, some rushing
and
yards.
That'll get you a ton of points because they're just so much more valuable than throwing. 2 rushing touchdowns for Cam Newton.
Oh my God!
When your quarterback gets 2 rushing touchdowns, you're feeling great. All right, so that's good to know for him. But
a quick question for you, Chris.
What's up, man?
Who would you rather have right now, Cam Newton or Patrick Mahomes? I mean, that's a question you kind of have to ask yourself right now.
The thing that's a problem with Cam Newton is I know he's injury prone. He gets concussions, he just gets hurt, he's banged up. I don't know if he's going to last the whole season. He always just goes so hard the first couple of weeks that you don't know if he's going to play in week 4 or week 6 going forward. So with Patrick Mahomes, you don't really know about him, so he could be he could be the best. So, I'd probably say Mahomes right now.
I'm going to have to go the other way right now.
Yeah.
Even though Mahomes is off to this historic start, Cam Newton, you know what you're getting out of Cam Newton each and every week. You obviously love the rushing that he does and the rushing touchdowns that he gets every year. And he is just so safe. His floor is so low or so high that each and every week you can count on him. You're not going to have a Kirk Cousins -4 at halftime with Cam Newton. Or you might at halftime maybe, but not at the end of the game when he scores a couple rushing TDs for you and you're laughing all the way to the bank.
I think that's more of the safe play for sure. I mean, it's consistent. There's more upside probably with Mahomes, but definitely probably maybe a little smarter going with Cam Newton.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you should package him in a trade there for Patrick Mahomes, huh?
Anyway, Adrian Peterson, he's up and down. He had a great week 1, poor week 2, and then back to greatness in week 3. You're happy with it, but you just wonder, is it going to continue? I mean, I think Max hopes so.
Yeah. I mean, he got him with an 8th or 9th round pick. He is stoked at the production he's getting out of his 8th or 9th round pick. I mean, you couldn't be more happy with what he's doing, because he really needed help there because he doesn't have another good running back. He's waiting for Mark Ingram to come back from suspension. So he's pretty much like a placeholder right now for Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
Waiting for him to get back. I think, does he get back next week or does he have one more week?
It's a 4-game suspension, so he'll be back in week 5.
Got it.
So he probably has one more game to sit out. But yeah, I mean, just so far, just a great week for Max. Congrats, dude. All around having a great week, great players. Devontae Adams, 14.7. Cooper Kupp, wow, that is looking like a great pickup. I mean, this guy was drafted late, I think. I'm just going to take a look. Yeah, ninth round and he's probably wide receiver 10 right now.
99th he's overall off the board.
Yeah, I mean, you just love the upside out of him. Great flex play. I mean,
great red zone target. They look for him in the red zone. I mean, that's what you want in a player, right? With your 9th round pick.
Definitely. And like we said earlier, Rams equal good. goodness. And teams that have Rams are happy about it. The Rams are looking great.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Giovanni Bernard stepping in for Joe Mixon.
Wow.
And he really did not disappoint. 17.1 points for Bernard. It doesn't matter if they play Mixon or Bernard, who knows, but right now Bernard's getting the carries because Mixon's still on the sideline. So, good for Max. He's going to have him for at least like a week or two more. It's good stuff. Great overall performance by Max this week. And he's even got Boyd, who's on Cincinnati, who's a good upside guy going forward. But Max, change your defense, brother.
That Chargers D, man, they were projected to do pretty good. Coming into the year, obviously they don't have Joey Bosa right now, so that's hurting them. And their secondary really isn't as good as we thought. I mean, they have Casey Hayward. He's been matched up, against their best threat. But I mean, Brandon Cooks still went off last week. I mean, he's not really the best corner in the league anymore. Not good news for the Chargers there. I think we're seeing a regression there for him.
Just for me though. I mean, I don't want to harp on this Charger thing too much, but if you're playing against the Rams, I don't know if your defense is going to do well. This what I'm seeing so far from the Rams in the NFL, the way it's playing out. So Max did win, and he beat Mark, who Mark was undefeated before this matchup. So he definitely had a good team, and Mark has Big Ben. Oh my gosh, Nick just pointed this out to me. Look at these O's, man. This is like
he was.
If your girl's doing this, you're doing a great job, man. If you're getting her to do that all the time. On fantasy, O is not good, my man.
That's not a good letter to see.
Fournette out, Devonta Freeman out, Doug Baldwin out, Marlon Mack out. Dude, that's zeros all the way down the board. Those are like top freaking 5 picks each one. I'm surprised Mark put up still 94 points here. Good for you, man.
He should have played Chris Ivory in this one. 14 points for the injured Shady McCoy. I mean, you really can't predict that. You thought Buffalo, because they look so bad at the beginning of the year.
I got a curious question here. If Jake plays Chris Ivory, does he win? If he picks him up as LaShawn's handcuff?
I don't think so. I think he still loses.
14.1 points. Jake, we're going to find out right now. You still would have lost, brother.
Yeah.
So it's not a big deal, but you still should have had him, but didn't really hurt you that much so far. Let's see what happens going forward. Dang, Mark, battling the injury bug.
He's really the second string.
Bro, you're more
he's less stoked than Oscar. At least Oscar, he knows that his guys are out for the year, so he can pick up someone. Yeah. He can't pick up anyone. You can't throw away Doug Baldwin. You can't throw away Devontae Freeman.
I will say that he made a mistake. There's an IR spot, and he didn't put him on there.
Oh, shit. Yeah, he's got to use his IR.
He could have picked up a player.
That's a good point.
But, these aren't injuries that are like game-changing and game killer. Like, basically, Fournette will be back in a week. I think even Fournette didn't even play last week.
He did not play. I don't think.
But they're saying he might play. Devonta Freeman, I think they said he'll be back in a couple weeks. Baldwin, I'm sure he'll be back in a few weeks as well. Mack, he might be back next week. So.
Yeah, if you had anyone in that Tennessee-Jacksonville game, you were very disappointed.
Yeah, 6-9.
No touchdowns in that game.
When your score is the name of a rapper, you're not good.
That is a you like to see 69
or a sex position.
You love to see 69 when you're with a chick, but in fantasy, when you have players on the team, you're putting up a bunch of zeros or very low scores.
But Juju, Marquez Juju is looking like right now. I don't know how Antonio Brown did. I haven't even seen him right now so far going through these matchups. But I think right now so far Juju is outscoring Brown this year. Great. Mark had a great draft, man. It's crazy to see him put his points up even with all his players out. Mark was undefeated before this matchup, as we said before, and yeah, it's obvious he's got a good team. He had a good draft. Mark is a great fantasy player. And definitely a tough matchup if you're going up against him each week. So look out for him.
Yeah, we need to get together with Mark. We haven't seen Mark in a long time.
Mark, I'm calling you out, man.
Where does he do? Does he live under a fucking rock or something?
Where do you live, man?
I don't even know where he fucking lives. I don't even know where. I forgot where he lives because I haven't been there in so long.
Mark, yeah, man.
If you're listening to this, Mark, we miss you. We want to hang out with you. We should watch some football this weekend.
Yes, buddy. I'm down, dude. Let's get the boys' trip. Let's take OG's over. Let's fucking take that place over to get all those waitresses up in our shit, man.
Yes.
Catering, man.
Let's just go into his players real quick though.
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger, Pretty good point total at 20 about 24 points. Because that, like, again, that was road Ben, and we know how bad he is on the road.
Yeah.
He usually, I think there was a stat on him that on the road he hasn't been a QB1 in a couple years. So it's a real thing with him.
Yeah.
So he put up 3 touchdowns, 350 yards passing. You like that anytime. He puts up kind of those numbers.
Yeah.
You like that?
You like that?
You like that?
You didn't like that from Cousins last week,
I
man.
did not like Cousins this week,
but
motherfucker.
Yeah, good job by the way for Slider. No longer whimpering, man. I appreciate that. But
he's asleep. Yeah, tired him out.
I think that Mark, if he had an insane performance from Roethlisberger and Juju on Monday night, he could have won. I think. Maybe not, but if there was some insane 40-point stuff.
He needed Peyton Barber to do a little more than that 3 points.
3 points for your
Peyton Barber is not looking good. Someone picked up Ronald Jones. I forgot who it was, but that's looking like an okay pickup now because we don't know what Peyton Barber is going to do. I mean, he looks terrible. I mean, he hasn't even surpassed 6 points.
My feeling is that the Buccaneers are a pass team, and like they're just going to use their weapons in the air. And I doubt they're going to even have any runner do a lot.
Yeah. Do they have a pass catcher in that backfield?
I don't know. I know they like to throw the ball downfield.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of airing it out, and there was not much dunking and dipping and diving and all that shit.
Yeah, they're just airing that thing out. Great for fantasy owners.
Yeah, you like the Bucks, you like the Rams. I mean, Mark, he didn't get production from his running backs.
Well, look at Tyreek Hill, too.
Yeah.
Only 6 points from Tyreek.
Yeah.
Going into this week, he was the number 1 wide receiver.
Wow.
So he has been going bonkers with Patrick Mahomes just airing it out.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have that sack going into this year. I was unable to draft either of those guys. Mark was drafting right before me and stole Tyreek Hill from me. He stole Juju Smith-Schuster from me. And there was another player he did as well, which I can't remember who. Oh, it was Leonard Fournette. That's actually looking like a good so far. It's looking good for me that I have Kareem Hunt. But yeah, Tyreek Hill, very disappointing week from him. Only 6.6 points. We should expect a bounce back next week.
Yeah, but you look at his game trend here: 38.8 points in the first game, 17.5 in the second game, 6.6 in the third. Where is it going? It's going down. Was he just like did he blow his load?
You know what?
I mean, he's a great player, but he's trending down. But you'd think that with the speed and the physical ability of Tyreek Hill, he's going to put up a lot of points and continue to put up probably at least close to those Pittsburgh numbers, where he put 17.5 points on the board there. So.
You know what? In this one, I think it was just a product of Patrick Mahomes spreading the ball out to all of his weapons. I mean, there's so many different weapons in Kansas City. That's the only thing I don't like about Tyreek Hill and his fantasy outlook. He is, doing. He's doing well.
If you were to do Tyreek Hill or Sammy Watkins, who would you pick?
Oh, you know what? You want Sammy Watkins because. Just based on value of where you got him in the draft, right?
Oh, based on that.
Yeah, but I mean. Yeah, obviously you'd want Tyreek Hill on your team over Sammy Watkins, but
you're saying that
you had to spend some draft capital on him.
He's looking like he's giving more. He has a lot of upside.
And that's how you win fantasy football.
It's true, guys. Just to wrap that one up, Max beats Mark by a score of 126.1 to 94.4. Max improves to 2-1, and Mark falls to 2-1. And that is all of our matchups of the week.
Did we just run through it like that?
We ran through them all.
Damn.
And
man, you know what, Chris? I had a lot of fun today.
Hey, man, dude. Hey, it was good having you here, dude.
It was great, man. It just the time just blew by. I had an absolute blast recapping
the time gone. Yeah.
I had an absolute blast recapping this week's matchups.
Yeah.
I was a little bit disappointed in my fantasy.
Yeah, I was wondering, Nick. Honestly, I was thinking like. You did so bad this week. Are you gonna come? Are you gonna come come hang out?
I was. I had a little bit of a thought of that, but you know what? I had to kind of just present myself in a better way here. I had to overcome my bad week for the league. The league comes first before my team.
Yeah.
Being the commissioner of the league, I have a great time setting it up for everyone and playing it every year with all of our great friends. Yeah, I just have a blast playing fantasy football with everyone. So kudos to everyone for making it so fun.
Dude, honestly, bro, I'm so happy we did this right now. This is a great tradition. I think we're starting, and it's just a lot of fun.
It really was, man. You can definitely count me in for next week, my friend.
Hey, dude, that's awesome, man. I'm stoked. But yeah, before we head out of here, man, let's just recap these standings here. Pat 3-0. Nick, you brought him in, and he's killing it right now. Luck of the Giants.
The Giants aren't very lucky, but Pat is. So he's a happy camper right now. Congrats to Pat. Yeah. Great start for him.
Yeah, man. A lot of 2-1 teams here, guys. Let's see, we've got 6 2-1 teams here. Gurley's gone wild. Dibiase's the highest scoring one, followed by Adam, then Oscar, Max, the 4th 2-1 team, Timmy, the 5th, and Mark, the 6th. And followed by that, we have 3 1-2 teams. Jake, the top 1-2 team, ranked in at number 8. Myself coming in at 9. Nick, you're right behind me at number 10. Oh man, we need to be doing better here.
Yeah.
But
that's fantasy for you, though, man.
Yeah,
I mean, anyone has a chance every single week.
Yeah.
Except if your name is Bryce.
Bryce, buddy. We'll look at this point total in a sec, but Ari and Bryce, the 2 0-3 teams, with Ari having more points than Bryce, as we kind of mentioned. Ari getting extremely unlucky here.
Yes. I'm
pretty sure he probably still has the most points against. Yes, 405 points now against from Ari. That's like 30% higher than the next down, which is actually Bryce. So both of them are getting unlucky here. But for the points for, we see Bryce way at the bottom, buddy. You need to do something, man. I don't know.
256.
256 for Bryce here.
No.
The second highest is actually you at 300. So
yeah, Bryce and I, man, I can't really be talking too much shit to you, man, because I am right there with you with a low point total, and so is Chris.
Yeah.
He's just above me at 306. Jake, even though he didn't start 2 players last year, he still got more points than 3 people in the league. So kudos to Jake's fantasy team.
Last week was definitely an interesting one, and looking at it, we've talked about it in this week's podcast. As we wrap it up here, guys, that Deebs and Pat have the 2 best teams, and it's not surprising at all that the 2 top scorers are Deebs coming in number 1 at 403.1, and Pat coming in number 2 at 372.7. Adam, not far behind at 364.1, and then Oscar as well, who's having a bounce back performance for the last 2 weeks after his week 1.
He made a good trade there with that Christian McCaffrey. At first, it was kind of questionable. I was like, Le'Veon's probably going to come back pretty soon here, and he's going to regret that. But still, no word from Le'Veon, so it's looking very good for Oscar. He's saving his fantasy.
In the short term, right now, it's killing it. Obviously, we don't know how it's going to end up, but
Christian McCaffrey looks like the real deal, though.
Yeah, man, he's putting up points, man. I'll tell you that.
Man, he is looking like a workhorse.
Yeah, man, it's looking good. We love the trades. We love the league. We appreciate everyone for listening.
Yeah,
and this has been a fun one. And this is the first of, I think, of the many co-hosts here.
This is going to be I think we should add a couple things next week. We're gonna have a couple things, like we're gonna compare players. We'll do maybe some trade cut and keep. We'll do maybe some. We'll compare players. We'll take maybe some bets. Like they're gonna be called water bets. If we lose, we get a bunch of water just dumped on us. Very cold water. No one wants to lose those. We're gonna be adding some fun stuff to the podcast. So I just can't wait for next week.
Dude, wow. So, guys, we're taking this as it comes, making improvements every bit of the way. Nick's had some crazy ideas here. I want to get a bucket on my head, dude.
I wish there were my own ideas. I listened to a fantasy podcast, the Fantasy Footballers. For anyone that listens to them, great podcast. You can find it on Apple. Definitely recommend that podcast.
Listen to us though.
Yes, but we're gonna add some of their stuff. We're gonna take some of their stuff from their show because I love their show so much. I listen to it every day.
Nice.
I know there's probably some of you that listen to it as well. I know Bryce does. I think Ari does as well. So yeah, definitely check out the Fantasy Footballers podcast. You'll like what you hear. They're really funny guys and they have really good insight. So on that note, let's wrap this up. Can't wait to talk about next week's matchups. Hopefully Chris and I will both have some better luck next week.
Yeah, great to have you here, bro. And thanks for listening, guys. Peace out. Best luck next week.
Peace out.
And I hope everyone has a great rest of your week.
All right.
Peace out, boys.